way too fly. Yeah, I'm feeling myself. Ain't no chance I'm coming down, no. Got a soul view to myself, yeah. Why would I give it up? Why do they wanna come take my place? I work too hard for it, don't need a replacement. This my vocation. Now I got rollies all in rotation. Hop on a jet just to take a vacation. Remember the moments was trapped in the basement. Now the hard work is all taking me places. Water no bed like we trapped in the matrix. Bet on myself and go ball out in Vegas. Living a life like I'm rich and I'm famous. Don't see the grind that I know that it came with. I ain't make it this far for myself. I had to prove to everybody else. I had to set them straight. I had to boss. I had to renovate. I know they hate when you elevate. And stacking up losses, I'm handing them out. Yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment. I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly. I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. Yeah. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate.
I hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. Burn Live, y'all. Murray Wonkley keeping y'all connected. Hashtagging these red eyes. Changing the viewer's eye red. Keeping underage. Smoking off social media. Definitely killing myself for your entertainment. Sitting here with friends and family starting a cannabis session. Welcome to another Burn Live show, y'all. Welcome, 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 welcome. Today's gonna be one of those days that we go through we got some stories. It's Black History Month. If you really consider this as a Black History Month, if you celebrate Black History Month, if you feel like that's one of the things we should be doing, we got some stories. Or I ain't gonna say we got some Black History stories. We got some stories with Black people, and we'll be discussing on. We'll be talking about on. We'll be going over these stories. Y'all know we will be also talking about marijuana laws and stuff like that that's going on. I just remembered I need to do one more thing. I had to share out one thing. Like I said, welcome y'all to the Burn Live show. We would not be definitely get into Black History Month, but we will be discussing some things that Black people are said that's coming up for the future. I do believe that we need to look at certain things not in a Black History Month, but look at a thing as a American History Month, and how can we fix these problems that are coming up. That's just my take on it. My take. So get your blunts, get your joints, get your weed, get your bonds, get everything that you need to get into this show. I'm going to blaze my blunt so we can get into this show. I welcome everybody to the Burn Live show, and let's get into it. I really kind of like that little intro that I do. That little thing just let you know that I did my little beginning of the speech. I got everything out the way. Let's really get into the show type thing. I'm starting kind of like that, man. So for people that are watching, as you see, I got Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama has a book tour that's coming out. A lot of people y'all have been hearing about it. If you've not been hearing about it, she's on the book tour. A lot of people want her to run for president because they feel like Joe Biden is not. So in the Black History part of it, I want to go over and I wanted to look at some scenarios as like, okay, if this is supposed to be so-called Black History Month, what part of the history are we going to look at that was positive? Because we always seem to look at the bad part. That's looked at all year round. I want to start looking at positive things, or not look at the history, look at the future. So in this segment right here, we're going to look at the future instead of the past and see what our Black history has led us up to, if that makes sense. Let's get into it.
That I've learned. Mm-hmm. Other people can. Other people can be indicted a bunch of times and still run for office. Mm-hmm. Black man can't. You just learn to be good. And in the end, you benefit.
Is that racist already? So she's basically said if a black man was president, they would go through what Trump was going through. They wouldn't be able to run for office, period. Are we still having this mindset that if you're a certain color skin that you cannot do or you cannot go somewhere? Are we really, really still having this mindset? I guess we are, because it was said not only, 21 seconds into the show, it was said. Into the show, whatever.
From that extra resilience.
As Donald Trump argues that he is above the law, that was Michelle Obama saying that if Trump were a black man, he wouldn't be allowed to run for any office, let alone the presidency. Joining me now is radio and podcast star and co-host of The Breakfast Club, Charlamagne tha God, along with politics and culture commentator and host of the Native Land Pod, Angela Rye.
So first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all weed is good. I hope y'all having a good morning, good afternoon, good evening whenever you're watching this. I just want to say foremost, before we start off, we're watching CNN clip, right? Okay. So you seen Michelle Obama. She was a first lady to a president. You seen Charlamagne the person who's hosts his own radio, Breakfast Club in the morning. And then you have a legislative person who's actually in Congress. And then you have the host of the show. Now, these are all black people, right? Okay, these are all black people. I just wanted to make sure that we see that. These are all black people. I just want to get that.
Angela, Michelle Obama has this great skill of being able to shade Donald Trump without ever actually uttering his name. But is she right?
Of course. I think I think that what we know and what I think she got baptized by fire with in 2008 when Barack Obama was running for office, and she said, and I'll never forget because I was like, finally somebody's saying something that I agree with. She said, for the first time in my adult life, I am proud of my country, and got dragged. We are finally at a place on the other side of a Donald Trump presidency where people can they can kind of understand on the other side of an insurrection what she might have meant. And so now,
I don't know. I mean, you think they understand?
I think somebody might, maybe not. I mean, maybe a majority.
We had Obama era for 8 years. Black communities didn't grow. I'm just keeping it real. Black communities didn't grow. You had the Trump era, black communities grow. You got this Joe Biden administration, and black people are not proceeding. So what's the problem? That's what I want people to see. The different levels of numbers statistically that's out here. You did good this year, you did bad this year, but you think. See, that's the key word that they not saying. They think that they did bad. Instead it's like, oh no, we're really doing bad. Just like people can say now that Joe Biden has done a lot for this year in the last 4 years. Well, Joe Biden has done a lot. Yes. Has he done a lot in a good way? Has he done a lot in a bad way? That's your opinion. But when we look at facts, factually, jobs have went up. There have been a lot of more jobs. There have been a lot more government jobs, but there's been a lot of more jobs. Okay. Gas has went down since he shot it all the way up since the Ukraine war. But if people remember, a lot of people have forgot that gas was going up before the Ukraine war. You remember when he got all those weapons out of Iran and stuff? That's when gas started going up. And if y'all remember that plane that went viral of all the men holding on to that plane down to their death because they want to leave that country. They want to leave that dictatorship, the communist countries, for a country that's going to give you hope and opportunities and freedom of speech. Now, remember that freedom of speech. These people have the freedom to talk and be and say what they want to say.
Right. You would get fooled if you look at some of the social media. But I think a majority understand what she means, even if they don't like it.
But they're asking for, Joe Biden now to be impeached, even though Donald Trump is under.
Now, that's not the day I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I want to just ask you, Charlamagne. I mean, you made some waves in a recent interview saying that you regret endorsing Joe Biden. Why?
It's not that I regret endorsing Joe Biden. It's just that, I think that we all...
No. That's what you said. She said what you said. So don't well, you can backtrack. Ain't nothing wrong with backtracking, y'all. Ain't nothing wrong with changing your mind. And that's one thing that we need to start not being so aggressive on as American citizens. When people have the right to change their mind, we get all worked up, we get all blown up because people change their mind, and we want to act like it's a crime. It's not a crime for people to change their mind.
Can get burned, by politicians. Because when I say endorsing, I put my name and my reputation on the line with my listeners. And when my listeners feel like he didn't deliver, they come back to me and they say, hey, man, you're the one who told us to vote for, Joe Biden. You're the one who told us to vote for Kamala Harris. So, I care about my listeners and what my listeners think.
Kamala.
I do want to say that, I think President Biden historically has been a lack of a better word, a shitty elected official. But, Donald Trump is the end of democracy as we know it.
So you'd vote for Biden again?
I'm not saying either or, but I think, since y'all ask answers, because that's what y'all do on CNN, you like to ask answers, like you ask. What I say is you asked if Donald Trump was black, would he get locked up? You know the answer to that.
But I mean,
right?
I don't know the. So you are going to vote for
Right. This is the thing that be killing me about us black people and some white people and just, okay, some American. We would jump to this conclusion. If you was black, if this situation was black, what would happen? And we were like, you know. But there's no guarantee that would actually really happen. We got to really kind of slow down when we're jumping to conclusions of saying that who, what, when, where, why, how, and how someone would go. Dog, we really need to bring that down to a mellow type level when we're speaking about what could have happened, what should have happened, what might have happened if we have no 100% recollection of that happening. Now, you can also go back in the day that it happened. Okay, yeah, you probably got way more conclusional points of saying back in the day than you saying now. I guarantee.
Simple and plain. If you, Donald Trump is the end of democracy as we know it. I don't know what to tell people. And I know it sounds, when you say that now.
Yet again, I have to stop right here because only reason I had to stop right here. And I'm making points. I don't know if y'all agree with me.
Locked up, you know the answer to that.
But I mean,
right?
I don't know the. So you are going to vote for Joe Biden?
I think it's simple and plain. If you, Donald Trump is the end of democracy as we know it. I don't know what to.
End of democracy. Democracy, y'all. This is why we here in America. This is why we smoking our weed. This is why we enjoy everything that we do, because of democracy. But Joe Biden alone by himself has really done the true definition of the word killing democracy, when there's other Democratic people that want to run against Joe Biden. This is killing democracy. When other Democratic people on the Democratic Party wants to run against Joe Biden and Joe Biden won't let them run, when they have to find other ways to run as an independent person, as a third party, as a fill in the blank. This is killing democracy, and this is what this guy Joe Biden is doing. But yet again, y'all want to scream that Trump is doing it, but Trump is not stopping you from voting for whoever you want to vote for. Vote for who you want to vote for. We're not stopping that. But this right here, what Charlemagne is preaching, is what I call race hustle. And we've been preaching, there's certain channels out there that have been preaching that there's going to be race hustle all this year because it's election here. This is my month is supposed to be recognizing that my skin color is predominantly effective to this country. But yet again, I can't think like that. I can't move on like that because I'm so worried about racial outcomes and racial input that has no racial effect on the economy or how I move. That is what be getting me crazy and worked up. Like, come on, bro. You really got a person up here that's doing democracy corruption. Really, literally stopping other people from voting for him. Like, come on, man.
To tell people. And I know it sounds, when you say that now in 2024, you've heard it so much because every time, there's a Republican candidate, people say, oh, it's the end of democracy. He's people say, go so far as to say, oh, he's the Antichrist. But this is one of those times where, it really actually positively is true.
So, Angela.
Positively true. And I wish she would ask him, can you back up any facts? What facts do you got to back up that Trump is the anti-racial, anti-crisis person, worst person that we have ever seen in America? If somebody can sit there and just structurally say that with facts to back it up, Trump is really with Russia. He really started that war. He gave them the funds. He gave them the money. Here's the document. Here's this case that leads up to this case that leads. Okay. Then you got a pattern. You got something to go off of. Not a witch hunt. You would think that he was so on the black people so much, you would find out, did we really come from Africa or was we already here? What about the fact that European countries and Caucasian countries have documented that we were traveling all around the world before they was? We was traveling. We was already in these spots. That's why they were shocked to find us. That's why stuffs are already messed up like it is, because we was already around. Caucasians were just like, damn, we catching up. We catching up.
Well, what he's saying about his Breakfast Club listeners and the disappointment, I guess, that there might be with the Biden administration, do you see that being understood by the Biden campaign? Are they taking that seriously?
I think that there are folks in the campaign. I think there are folks in the White House. There are folks in the VP's office that certainly understand and have stressed these points to them ad nauseum. I think Madam Vice President understands. I think that what the real test will be what they do with that understanding, right?
That's the nicest I have ever heard somebody call Pamela. Madam Vice President. That's the nicest I have ever heard anybody speak about her. Anybody.
I think Leonard is absolutely right. It's hard to get people to do something that they already were very reluctant about doing. Don't forget, they were overcoming a pandemic like the rest of us, overcoming George Floyd's death and murder for 9 minutes and 30 seconds on camera. There was a lot that folks had to overcome to get there. And so when you have to sacrifice so much, the least you can do is meet us in our sacrifice. And I think that's really what he's saying. It sounds like a reluctant endorsement you got out of him.
It does sound that way.
But I think the reality of it is...
I will always vote for democracy. And what I keep trying to...
So then it's a binary choice.
Yeah,
Can we talk about the vice president? She just mentioned Vice President Harris. You've also kind of pulled back from that endorsement.
She didn't let him have a conversation. But I'm glad where she's finna go right here.
As well, what specifically do you see her not doing?
Concentrate fire on the designated target. Torpedoes,
Have
direct
that
front.
commercial.
Right.
Well, when I said that about her disappearing, it wasn't even about her, what she's done as vice president, the duties of a vice president. It was about, how she would interact with people who supported her, And I think that even when I say disappear, I'm talking about the person that I spoke to in 2020. When I speak to her, it didn't seem like, she was as much of a politician as she seems to be now. I feel like, Bakari Sellers has said it a million times. They've given her a trash portfolio and, they kind of keep her in the tuck and they don't let her be who she is willing to be. But I think at a time like this, man, if we're having these serious conversations about, democracy being on the line, I think that all of us should realize the language of politics is dead.
Okay, this is what's killing me. Not killing me, but this is what I'm kind of weird on. When he say democracy, I feel like he's using it as, we're using democracy as the freedom of black people. Yeah, we're using that. We're going to use the word democracy as a term of, we finna free black people. We need a way to free these people and show that they're getting out of the gutter. So that's how I'm saying, because you really don't hear nobody using the word democracy in the game. Your local radio, come on, man, this is a radio host. How many times do y'all really hear somebody use that word up in their up in their up in their dialogues when they're talking about, come on, man, we're talking about Nicki Minaj and a beef. We're talking about who got some of the hottest music put out. You're not really talking about what's going on and how to better your community. That's what radio shows you would think they would start doing. I would like for black radios to start doing it. Is really, you know what I'm saying, going outside the script, showing the true colors of how to help out your community and build community. I understand you ran by radio, they're probably going to kick you off and put somebody in your place. But if the radio in the black community really stood for more of helping the community instead of a flashlight, I believe radio shows are just a flashlight of a community. And what I mean by a flashlight of a community, what I mean by flashlight is they really don't show or tell nothing. They just shine a light on whatever problem that's going on in the hood, or they shine a light on whatever good story that's going on. This is the radio. Because come on, dog, everybody call into the radio to get free tickets. Everybody listen to the radio when they're in a car. So the radio has a outward structure form of the community and how the community grows. So you would think it would grow. But to be that flashlight, a flashlight only shines so far. Anything outside that flashlight, you don't discuss. So the real true drama, the real deep side stories, they really don't get into. You know what I'm saying? They get their news from the news coverage. And I'm like, man, if a radio went deeper than news coverage, like podcasting goes deeper than news coverage. That's why a lot more people like sitting here smoking and watching podcasts, and that's why I'm trying to make a political smoking podcast for us like this, because I think this is the new era. I think this lane over here has been not tapped into. Nobody's really ready to get into this type world and this industry. Everybody's willing to get the big interview, to get all the likes. It's always about the likes. And I feel like, okay, that's good, but I want to be about the actual story, the actual breakdown, the actual come through, the actual build, the actual come up through the struggle. Through any struggle, marijuana struggles, the black community struggles, the government against the people. Yeah, I'm for it all.
Dead. And I think, you know, new normals call for new things. So I think now's not the time for her to, you know, be a politician.
You
now
think it's a communication issue that she
Democrats
has?
suck at messaging, period. We know this already, though. Like, the Democrats suck at messaging. Like, it's not like Joe Biden and Kamala Harris haven't done a lot of great things. They just don't know how to message it to the American people.
Who is a politician that you could support that for the presidency, a new age politician, in your words?
Does it matter if our only choices right now are Biden and Trump?
It
Does
does.
It
It does. I mean, I'm curious about,
reimagine a world.
you know,
You don't hate people like that, but when a person come to you with a question and want you to reiterate what the people should be looking at, this is a time, right here is a time to paint a structure of how people should be looking at as a new candidacy. Somebody would have told me, hey, who's the new person that you should look at if you don't want to vote against Trump and Biden? What is the new era presidency should look like? And I personally would say Vivek Ramaswamy. I'm on God. I'm saying Vivek Ramaswamy. He's sharp. He knows what he's talking about. He'll fight against the media, and he won't back down from a conversation. He doesn't back down from the tough questions of understanding, and he does know foreign policy. So I feel like I will be safe in his hands. Yes. This is what you want to expect from him right here. But what is he going to say? How is he going to bring that new what down to him? What are you going to say?
what do you see out there? Do you see anybody fulfilling what you think needs to be done at that level?
No. Not in a little bit, because like I said, the language of politics is dead. And I think that's one thing, you know, Trump did do. Like, Trump made it to where you could speak truth to power if you want to, but I think that a lot of folks choose not to. Like, nobody's stupid. Like, we're all sitting.
Definitely wasn't truth he was speaking.
I'm not gonna say it was true, but
It
it's
definitely
truthful.
wasn't.
It's truthful to the people that he's speaking to. Like, you know, whenever you can get on.
You frown, you argue, you frown, but he's right. Trump spoke truth at his rally. Trump went out there back in the day when he would just rut it and he would go off and y'all didn't like what he said. Trump used to go out there with big ass sheets of papers, of stacks of notes, of statistics, numbers. He made you want to shut up and listen. Nobody out there that's smoking weed right now, that's smoking with me, that's vibing with me, can honestly say that, dog, I was not fucking with the politics before Trump. You may not fuck with politics now. But you wasn't really fucking with politics before Trump came in. Come on, dog. That nigga was tweeting cool ass shit. He was going to... What's crazy to me, and I really stand on this one right here. I'm going to wait till this little commercial pass in the background for my little music. You love a rap battle. You love rap beef. You love bad bitches fight clubs. You love reality shows because all those shows have one thing majorly in common. They had drama. So when this man Trump brought the drama to the forefront of who he fighting, who he going against, y'all didn't like that. When he brought reality to the drama. And that's what it seemed like people like. Oh, I like made up drama. That's not real drama. These girls are because I remember talking to a lot of people and I'm like, why you watch the bad bitches? Oh, these girls ain't really like this. So why is they up there fighting and banging and not really promoting? That's how they promote. Y'all like that. Y'all would want to watch that. If I sat up here for a whole hour and watch fights, because I can go on YouTube. I can go on Facebook and go on what's called it, and we can sit here and watch fights. And like, ooh, he got knocked out. Did you see that punch? Let me slow it down. Rewind it. We can watch fights and punches all damn day. We can watch it all day. But when we talk about some real reality stuff that actually matters, when we discussing this right here, when we're talking about Trump, it doesn't matter to y'all. Y'all give zero fucks. But then I had to go into a rage. I had to go into a rampage. I had to get loud. I had to get ignorant. I had to go get hood on y'all and say, oh, man, Trump's the realest nigga of all. Look how many people don't like him. Look all the hood shit he done, man. Come on, dog. I got a meme of it. Now y'all listening. When I talk like this, if I would have talked like this from the beginning, y'all have been on every word I said. No fucks. Y'all have been grinding. We'd have been on it. We'd have been moving. Okay.
A lot of folks choose not to. Like, nobody's stupid. Like, we're all sitting.
Definitely wasn't truth he was speaking.
I'm not gonna say it was true, but it's truthful to the people that he's speaking to. Like, you know, whenever you can get on.
That frown, it was true, the stuff he's speaking to. There are Trump supporters. You're denying Trump supporters. Right there, that frown automatically denied Trump supporters, period.
If you can get on TV and you can say, hey, I'm gonna be a dictator on day one, and you know nobody gets upset about that. In fact, that just causes you to go up in the polls. They like clearly the things that he's saying. Maybe.
What did he truly say though? What did he truly say? He did say he did use the word dictatorship. Trump used the word dictatorship. I'm telling you, as a Trump supporter, yes, he did say it. He said on day one, only on day one, will I be a dictatorship, meaning he's going to clean the swamp. He's going to get those out. He's going to clean up the streets. He's going to be deportation. Now, is he going to really truly do that on day one? On actually fucking day one? What is that man gonna really do? Is he really gonna get down with the get down and get up in there and make a mess and clean up and stuff? Is he? We don't know, but it sounds good. Damn right. When he said that, it sounds good. When I see the drama and I see the corruption that goes on, yeah, it sounded great. I'm down for it. What's up? Let's get into it. Let's get it.
Maybe saying he's speaking truth is the wrong thing to say, but he's definitely speaking to his his constituents.
He's speaking to the fear and stoking the fear of an electorate that is very concerned about what Tiff was even saying earlier about a rising majority. We know that that is indeed the case. I think the hard thing about going back to Kamala Harris, Madam Vice President, we say a lot of this, they won't let her. And I take issue with the language, right? I think that
that's true, though.
she does need to be empowered, and she has that power to walk in that power. She has owned and requested a lot of what is in her portfolio. I think what is unfortunate is the way that she sounds the alarm. A lot of the folks on her team sound the alarm. It is not being echoed by folks in the
What's
White
the
House.
point of sounding the alarm behind the scenes? Like if
I
we're
don't
talking
think it's
about
all been behind the scenes, like even today, right? Her being in Atlanta, talking to voters, talking to.
What is her job? Debate over Kamala Harris' track record as a vice president. What is her job? What is her job? She is supposed to be handling the border crisis right now or yesterday. I'm not sure because I check it up. I don't know because I'm going to a little weed store just to make my people happy because I know everybody's upset. Oh, look at him get into politics. But come on, dog. I got to get into this. This is Black History Month. Okay. What is her job? She is the chief in order of border crisis. So while they're sitting up here impeaching this other dude on the border crisis, why ain't nobody looking at her for the border crisis? That's her job. That's her job. Border crisis. Not going to colleges, not trying to work on abortion, not trying to go against Roe v. Wade and get Roe v. Wade back. None of that stuff is supposed to be her job. That's not on her plate. That's other people's job. She's supposed to be working on the border crisis. You are a vice president. Work on stuff that's actually affecting America. Man, you supposed to be black. You would think that's why they put on a border crisis because you black. You think you'd be good at kicking out niggas. You the fuck? You not supposed to be here. You supposed to be up on that border crisis like it's what you call it. But yet again, the reason why people are speculating that they're not shutting down a border crisis like that is because of the cartel, because they don't want to deal with the cartel. I'm going to say it out loud. There's a lot of people starting to say it. It's starting to be rumor. It's all over the internet if you start digging and diving. That it's the cartels that's making sure that the border open. It's the cartels paying these DAs, paying these mayors, paying all these people to keep these borders open and keep trafficking these drugs and people back and forth. That's why you don't see Pamela doing anything. But what's her job? Border crisis. Border crisis.
Voting rights organizations
Getting into the doggone cartel's ass.
They should have been doing that for months.
When you say, I mean,
Why wait for President Barack Obama to come out to light a fire under the campaign? And for y'all to, go out there and start doing things. And then, when it comes to President Biden, the first thing you do is go to a beautiful black church, Emmanuel AME, in my birthplace, Charleston, South Carolina, and then go to the soul food spot, Hannibal's Restaurant. Like, that is the thing that Democrats have been doing for years. Like, that's not effective anymore. Just showing up to a black church and then going to a
Don't you think that might be a little, racist? Do anybody think that's a little bit of racist? Charlemagne, all of a sudden you losing faith in the black community, so you're gonna go to a black church all of a sudden. All of a sudden, you don't go to a black church no other than nado, nido, nado, nana. If that was a real word, you don't go. You don't go. So if you don't go, why all of a sudden you gonna go now? Why all of a sudden we making issues about you going now? Why? Okay. Joe Biden is the best, y'all. Joe Biden is the best. He's the best and the best of the doing the best. I'm telling y'all, he the best. For real, for real.
a soul food restaurant.
If the election were held today, I mean, do you think Biden wins or loses?
The polls say he loses.
And
That's
you
what the
believe
poll.
that?
That's what the polls say. And even when we have this conversation about, black voters, the reason that so many of us are sounding the alarm the way we are, because it's not just black voters, it's the vote, period. It's black voters, Latino voters, independents. And he's losing to somebody who has 91 criminal charges, 4 indictments, 2 impeachments. How are you losing it to the polls to somebody like that?
Because that's how the black community looks at themselves when they look at their damn record and they be like, damn, I can't get a job because I got 9 felonies. My baby mama don't like me. My kids think they hate me. That's how a black man looks. Oh, you wouldn't understand, huh, Charlamagne, because you live in a white predominant neighborhood, huh? Oh, yeah, because you think you're on a show, and I wouldn't even care because I know I am too small for Charlamagne to even worry about my little puny show. He like, oh, man, he's a puny show. He smokes weed. He doesn't care. Hey, this Trump supporter over here cares about the black community. I go out there and talk to a black person every day about fucking voting. I do. And you know what I get? Oh, man, I'm not into that. I'm not into that. Why? When our ancestors fought for the freedom for us to vote, fought for us to be in the places where these so-called white folks are at. We trying to have another Obama in the White House. They don't want another Obama in the White House. And y'all would think that I'm getting mad and upset and all whatever, but I'm just looking at it like, come on, man, what is it gonna take? What is it really gonna take? Now, you got a person that's going against Trump, actually fighting Trump, actually trying to knock Trump down. You got somebody going against Trump. So my thing is, you would think that if this person came onto your show, Charlamagne, that you would pump them up. You would think that you would pump them up. Hey, you going against Trump? Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Let me get on your team. I don't care. You're a Republican. Let me get on your team. Show me how you trying to knock him down. Show me how you trying to defeat Trump. That's how you think that you would come against somebody who don't like this guy, who all on their business, who, that's how I would think. That's how I would think. But check this out. So this clip popped up and I was like, oh yes, I want to talk about it. So this lady is running against Trump. Anybody that don't like Trump, that watching my show, that wants to find somebody that's going against Trump, this lady is going against Trump. So there you go. There's a candidate out there that's fighting against Trump, that's losing, that can use your support and help. I know a person that's actually supporting her. I know plenty of people that's actually out there supporting her. I know people that's out there supporting her. So she probably could do it if she gets your support. So here she is on a Breakfast Club, on a black radio show. You think that she was trying to get the support that you need from the black people. You think you would get help. Oh, you're going against Trump? Let me get your help. Let me get your support. Let's get it in. Let's get it down. All right? This is what I would think was going on. But you'll be shocked at this. I'm going to get into it.
I think that it was meant to be this amazing experiment to see if we could have freedom and democracy in a way that all men are created equal.
It's been a somewhat surprising 2024 campaign divide: race and racism. Nikki Haley tried over and over to thread the needle on this question: is the United States a racist country?
But I refuse to believe.
I just fell in love with this. How this gonna go, good or bad? I just fell in love with this already.
believe that the premise of when they formed our country was based on the fact that it was a racist country to start with.
But there are obvious facts that undercut that answer. The U.S. Constitution held black people were only 3/5 of a person. South Carolina, her home state, cited slavery as the reason for seceding from the Union, segregation, Jim Crow, and then there's the not so obvious ways that racism is.
All of these things that she just pointed came through the Democratic Party. I just want to let people know that. I'm always keep preaching that. I'm always keep pushing it. For you Democrat lovers out there, y'all are Jim Crow supporters. I just want y'all to know that. When it's all said and done, when you want to argue with me, I understand you want to argue. You probably got some hateful, good, bad words in your mind. When it's all said and done, after we get done debating, after you get done arguing with yourself and yelling at me and say I'm an idiot, you are a Jim Crow supporter if you with the Democratic Party, period. And I really hope that did offend somebody. I hope somebody really did take that to heart, so you can really understand that's what type of person you are.
Woven throughout the entire American experience. Here are just a few. In wealth, the median wealth for a typical white family clocks in at $285,000. Now, the median black family, more than 6 times less than that, about $44,900, according to the Federal Reserve. Now, in the stock market, roughly 40% of black people invest in the market. That's dramatically less than the percentage of white people, 66%, who own stocks. In housing, real estate agents steer black home buyers into.
Okay, let's go back real quick. Because understandable.
The U.S. Constitution held black people were only
I went back too far. My bad. Okay, let's go back to here. We're going to break it down.
3/5 of a person. South Carolina, her home state, cited slavery as the reason for seceding from the Union, segregation, Jim Crow, and then there's the not so obvious ways that racism is woven throughout the entire American experience. Here are just a few. In wealth, the median wealth for a typical white family clocks in at $285,000. Now, the median black family, more than 6 times less than that.
This
about $44,900.
This right here is literally because of the crack era. The crack era was one of the worst black history eras in history of time, and yes, it really did a detrimental job on the black community. Because before you can look at that, if you go back before the Jim Crow laws, during it, black people were successful. We had jobs, we had businesses, we had black banks, we had everything. That's why there's a lot of people who don't believe in racism. For black people, they would ask the question, why was black people way more successful during the Jim Crow law than they are now and today? Why? The question is because we stick together more, because we wasn't looking at all of these numbers. We were just doing. We wasn't pointing the fingers at the white man. We were just doing. And when you just do and not point fingers, then the economy grows in the black community. When we just worry about just growing, doing our thing, pumping our fist up, hey, black man, hey, black woman, how you doing? Hi, American citizen, building our dollar and growing a dollar, spreading our dollar, or like how they did in a black community back during the Jim Crow law. They kept the dollar in the black community and it kept recycling. So if we can use $1 5 times, you recycle the dollar. You got to think like that.
$100, according to the Federal Reserve. Now, in the stock market, roughly 40% of black people invest in the market. That's dramatically less than the percentage of white people.
This is because the black community doesn't invite partnership into investment. This 40% that y'all see right here, bro, It's because of people actually taking the time and pulling somebody up. Because think about it, when it was 20%, how did it grow to 40%? When it was 13%, how did it grow to 20%? When it was at 13%, when it was at 8%, how did it grow to 13%? Because you slowly build, you're slowly growing, you're slowly investing. And when you invest and you hit a good number, you bring another person in, you bring partnership in, you build, you grow the black community by adding more people into what's going on. That's how you do that. It's not hard to really see how to make something grow. These 40%, and I believe it's gonna grow. I just believe they're just getting this number because it's like this. To me, and no bullshit. It's not a bad number to me. This is not a bad number. Now, if this number was a little bit around 30%, I would have concerns. Then I would have a problem. I would personally have a problem with this. I would. But 40% over 60%, and I know that some of this 40% of black people that do invest reach out to other black people, say, hey man, I think you should start investing. You got pretty good money. You should invest in this. Hey man, you're a good person. That's all it takes for that 40% to grow. Come on, man, Black History Month. It's not that hard for some of these statistics to change rapidly and fast and in the next couple of years. It's not hard. It's really not. And if I had to be a proof, yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to, that's what it's gonna have to take to show my group, show my audience, show everybody out there. I'm gonna have to show receipts of building that 40% up. So y'all know this is current, because this lady has not been on CNN that long. This is a current video. This is current now. This is 2024. So you see it's 66% versus 40%. I'm finna start getting my money and invest. When I start doing good, I'm gonna start showing stocks and stuff on here and a little bit of everything, showing what I'm investing, showing every little move that I start making and investing. And then I also gonna show you me bringing another black man who doesn't know nothing about stocks and investing, show him and how to get this money. And we're going to see that 40% grow. Okay? That's how you rock that one.
66% who own stocks. In housing, real estate agents steer black home buyers into certain neighborhoods. And a report from the National Association of Real Estate Brokers says that lenders reject black home loan applicants more than twice as often as they do white home loan applicants. Now, when the New Deal...
That one right there, bro. That one right there, I got a problem with.
66% who own stocks reject black home loan applicants more than twice as often as they do white home loan.
I do believe, and I do have a recollection that probably has something to do with your credit. Are we talking about perfect credit people that are actually out here doing what they had to do and growing their community and growing their funds and doing it the right way? Because I see a lot of people that's doing it the right way that's not doing this, that's not going through this. If they're denying you, it's most likely because your credit is fucked up. You can't go get a bank loan with fucked up credit when a bank had to have perfect credit. Yeah, I said it.
Applicants. Now, when the New Deal gave Americans a shot at the American dream with a government-backed mortgage loan, that helped a lot of Americans, but not black people. The government, they drew up color-coded maps to separate out neighborhoods from least risky to most risky. The most risky areas were colored in red and given...
Whoa. Okay, now, they mapped out cities compared to risky to most risky. What year? It'd be nice to know what year this happened in. Okay, because nowadays, I bet you them red zone, what is risky and what is most risky, I guarantee it's showing you poor communities and a lot of high gun violence. And where are those at? In Democratic areas, ran by Democratic services, Democratic people. I'm just letting you know.
Given a D grade. Those areas, according to the government, were predominantly black neighborhoods. Now, go back even further to Lincoln. He signed off on giving freed slaves 40 acres and a mule, confiscated land from the Southern slaveholders that fought for the Confederacy. Andrew Johnson took it all back after Lincoln was assassinated, returning 400,000 acres in total to the plantation owners. In work, black workers earn less than white workers.
Okay, now, what I want to say, and this won't do it, what I want to say about that part right there, come on, man. Like, yes, okay, guarantee. This is an example of a racial person. This is an example of a racial person. Yes, that was highly racial what you did. Guess what? And let's go back. And one thing I don't know, and because I want to see. And y'all know I'm finna do it. Y'all know I am. Hold on, let's go. Go back one more again.
He signed off on giving freed slaves 40 acres and a mule, confiscated land from the Southern slaveholders that fought for the Confederacy. Andrew Johnson took it all back after
Just wondering. I hate that my thing don't be working like that, but this work. Hold on. What was his name again? I forgot it. Look, I forgot his name. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie. Dang, okay, Siri. Hold on, Siri. Too far.
he signed off on giving freed slaves 40 acres and a mule, confiscated land from the Southern slaveholders that fought for the Confederacy. Andrew Johnson.
Who was Andrew Johnson? And was he a Democrat or Republican?
Okay, I found this on the web for who was Andrew Johnson, and was he a Democrat or Republican? Check it out.
Ladies and jacks.
Okay, I found this on the web for who was Andrew Johnson, and was he a Democrat or Republican?
Andrew Jackson was a Democrat, y'all. I figured it. I thought so. He was a Democrat. He was a Democrat. And I didn't want to say it and jump to some conclusion, be like, oh, he was a Democrat, and y'all be thought I was wrong. So I looked it up. I wanted to make 100% sure before I say this out loud. He was a Democrat that did it. When are y'all gonna get through y'all heads? If you represent the Jim Crow party, if you're a Democrat, you represent the Jim Crow party. Somebody did some racist. Oh, we looked him up. He was a Democrat. Wow. You should have known. I should have known.
Took it all back after Lincoln was assassinated, returning 400,000 acres in total to the plantation owners. In work, black workers earn less than white workers. The wage gap has only gotten worse since 1979, and nearly 28 million people were able to work from home during COVID, but less than 1 in 5 black workers were able to keep doing their jobs from home. In education, black students are disciplined more often and more severely. They accounted for a disproportionate.
Wait. No. Who act up in school more? Who need more police protection? Kids or teachers in school? Who Who can't say a certain word in school or they get fired, but a kid can cuss out a teacher over a cell phone? Are you kidding me? Are we really going through this right now? Are we really saying that this stuff right here is racism? When we see that you got a hood to be representing, a hood that you gotta be like to do what you gotta do. Oh, that's what they say, to survive. Come on now.
Unfortunately, high percentage of students referred to law enforcement. Brown versus Board of Education desegregated schools, but racial and economic realities have basically resegregated many of them. A civil rights project found that white students attended schools where 69% of the students there are white. It's the most pronounced right here in New York, where about 65% of black students attend intensely segregated minority schools. The end result? Poverty, food insecurity, housing insecurity, and incarceration inflict African Americans at much higher rates than other demographics. The system, you might say, has long been rigged against black people in ways that you can see and those that you can't.
And this, of course, is referring back to New Hampshire.
This is amazing that people really want to sit up here and believe in this systemic racism like it's the best thing on the planet. It's crazy that y'all want to scream racism at a time where y'all let a lot of different immigrants and different colors and different shapes and different forms into this country. And allowed them to get away with crime that an average person can't get away with. It's crazy that the black community get away with a lot of crime. I don't know, man. I think y'all do want the purge. Y'all are gonna allow the purge to come through because everybody got some type of anger to where they want to do something to somebody just to get one off. I just want to get one off so bad. That's just what you hear. That's just what you see. I don't know how deep we should go get into it with it, but sheesh, it's getting deep. It's getting deep. But only people this is pushing this stuff to y'all are news reporters, celebrities. No average Joes. Come on, man. I'm looking up crime right now. I'm not seeing no racial crimes that's going on in nobody's neighborhood. Somebody hit me up and let me know what racial crime is going on in your neighborhood. What true racial crime is going on in your neighborhood? What's going down? How is it going down? Explain to me what's going on. I would love to hear it. But yet again, I don't think nobody's going to hit me up. Nobody's going to call. Nobody's going to really say that anything like that's going on in a neighborhood like that. Why? Because it's not happening. It's not going down like that. It's crazy that people can pretend like it's going down. They would say it's going down, but yeah, that's how I feel like people are sounding like a cat purring. Meow, 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 meow. It's just ridiculous. And don't get me into this border crisis problem. Because that alone That alone is some of the most wildest things that we are facing and we are seeing. There are just so many reports daily. Now this is what I'm finna just show real quick. This is what amazes me right here. Stories like this. Stories like this is what amazes me. Like, huh? Are we really getting footages like this? Like y'all really going down? So like how can you not complain when people got films and recording stuff like this?
Up here, their heads may feel lost in the clouds, even though it's the jungle mist dragging them further in. Taking on a new evil, the unknown of Panama, a country with nothing for them bar a swift, expensive ticket on through north and leaving behind another, the cash drain of organised Colombian cartels.
This is how they migrate here to America. This is a story. This is what you're seeing of them migrating here
Reporters
to
give
America.
parting wisdom.
Now my thing is, the cameraman is with them. The cameraman, the people that are with them, documented. Look how happy they are to come to America. But then I showed you the other day of the crime that's happening, where when they get here, now they want to assault us. We're not trying to say the kids are. We're not trying to say the mothers are. But surely all on men is. They're organizing crime. But yet again, you can send a CNN that's ran by the Democratic Party. Once again, I want to keep pointing that out. That's ran by the Democratic Party. They will send them down here, and they will show you pictures and videos and have us feel all sad and upset and make us want to cry. Oh my God, I can't believe this is what I'm seeing, and this is what's going on. I feel sorry for them people walking. And I get it. I get it. Look, all walks of life, everybody walking together in the jungle, crossing waters. I get it. Like I said, I get it. I understand. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to freedom. But what about the one when they get here? Now, I just showed y'all a small video, you know how it is. I'm not going to get into that video. That really wasn't a problem like that. Where? They're probably done talking about it now. That amazes me that my computer don't give me more coverage than like my tablet. My tablets will give me a whole bunch of coverage of what I'm looking for. Like right here. Bing. Wow. This is what I was looking for right here. This is what I was looking for right there. That's what I'm saying. My computer don't give me what I be looking for. My tablets always seem to give me what I am looking for. Thank you for holding on, y'all. But stuff like this, after they make that long journey, then they come to our states and commit crimes like that to our people, to hardworking citizens. This is the outcome of them walking long journeys to come here to be free, to be with us, to be a part of us. This is the outcome. Kicking police officers in the head. Then I got friends. I got other people like, oh no, we shouldn't be mad at them. We should be okay. We shouldn't be looking for these kids. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I do see them as like really, really little kids. They don't even look like they're 21. No bullshit. But it did happen. We should not be allowing that to happen. The other asylum seekers should be finding ways to help control that. Like, look, you setting a bad example for it, but understandable that's gonna happen. Everybody can't be perfect. Carl Weathers died. Oh my God. R.I.P. Carl Weathers. And if y'all know who it is, that's the man that played in Rocky. He played in Mandalorian. He played in dang, what other movies he played in? He played in a lot of movies. A lot of movies. I was trying to think of something old, but dang, that's messed up. If you don't know who I'm talking about, I'm just finna see if I can pull this picture up real quick. Him. R.I.P. Died at 76. I wonder was he gonna be part of the Mandalorian movie? R.I.P. man. Go out there and watch the old Rocky movie, y'all. He was in it. I think he was in what, the first 3 Rocky movies? If I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. I do believe he was in the first 3 Rocky movies. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. You think she picking me up? Hell yeah. She tossed me around like like a rag doll. Man, she's super strong. Like that was super strong. I had to show that off real quick. I was like, what the hell? Oh, what the hell? Don't miss out on cryptocurrency 10 times by March. See? Just gonna play this dude video real quick. Just let you hear something.
We were one of the largest channels making videos about the top altcoins, and those altcoins ended up having some insane runs. This year, however, is a little different. The same altcoins that had those massive run-ups may not have the same potential it did before, and with the narratives that exist today, we have a completely different list than what I had talked about in previous videos. You see, I believe this cycle here is going to be the last and final chance for regular people like you and I to be able to make life-changing money from investing into crypto. After this, there's a solid chance we may never see crypto coming back to the same lows it once hit before, and that's why it's more important now more than ever to be fully prepared to know which cryptos to buy and which cryptos you should be on the
Eh? Right now is a good time for everybody to do some type of investment and get into some money. I just want to show that. I'm not gonna show y'all that. Y'all go look it up yourselves. I bet you there's some good people out here that's really into some good stuff like that. I'm going to want to lose it all. And it doesn't even matter. All right, y'all. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back.
If you feel it, 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 if you feel
I need to add at least 7, 8 more seconds to that to be okay. And I will be straight. For real, for real, for real, for real. We are children of the nation. Not really too much I want to talk about. Not like that. Yeah, just not finna sit down here and stare at you guys. So until next time, it's been nice hanging out with you. Peace out.